you've been on Etsy for a while, you might be asking yourself, is it time to leave? And the answer might be yes, or it might be no, or it might be maybe. So let's go through. I have 7 questions you should ask yourself before you actually leave the Etsy platform. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Pretty Fabulous, and I help online businesses create beautiful digital downloads using Adobe InDesign. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I do unboxings and product reviews on Saturdays. So if you've been on Etsy for a while, or even if you're thinking about going on Etsy, these questions might help you, because at some point you might be thinking, should I move on to my own platform with my own website? Should I open a Shopify store? Should I open a big commerce store, or should I maybe go to another platform? So let's go through all of those today. And honestly, it doesn't matter if you are selling calligraphy services on there or homemade products or planners. I think all of these questions apply to everyone. So the first question you should ask yourself is, are the fees getting to be too much? So there's been a lot of complaint lately because it's not even that the fees are that expensive, right? So I think they're about 20 cents to do a listing, and then you pay a transaction fee to Etsy for each product that's sold. I think it's about 5%. And then you also pay for payment processing, which is a standard 3% plus, I think, 30 cents, which is kind of standard across the board, even if you were going to do payment processing on your own website. So here's the thing. If you feel that those fees are not worth it, right? So I'm always happy to pay a fee on any platform I'm on, or a higher percentage of my sales if they're able to get me sales. But because there is more competition on Etsy and the way the algorithm works, and it's just not like it was before, and the promos, your products may never really get seen. And then if they do by accident, you kind of feel like, Etsy didn't really help me get that sale. I don't really feel happy about giving them a percentage of my sales. If that's the case, then it might be time to leave. The second question is, are you able to afford the paid ads specifically on Etsy? Because in order for your listings to pop up to the top, you're going to have to pay fees directly to Etsy to help your products come up in different searches and algorithms and be sponsored content. So, the other side of that too is if you're paying, doing paid ads for Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest or YouTube or anything else, it kind of feels silly driving traffic back to Etsy, because if they decide not to purchase your product and say it's this amazing planner, but Etsy will also, because it's just Etsy, show 10 other related products that have nothing to do with your product. It's not your company. And so now you've paid for traffic to go buy somebody else's product. So if any of those you feel like are happening, or it's kind of upsetting to you, that could be the second sign that it's time to leave. The third thing is, maybe you want to start selling things that are kind of iffy and on the prohibited list. So we're not talking anything illegal, because that is on the prohibited list, but sometimes I had a coffee mug. I thought it was really cute. I got flagged for copyright issues, even though it wasn't. And so you don't want to have to argue with somebody else about that when you know that you are not breaking the law. Also, at the same time, maybe you want to sell something racy, right? So I have a lot of friends who are romance authors, and they like to sell cute, kitschy kind of mugs and t-shirts that the sayings or the photos may look a bit edgy, and then that violates their porn or graphic violence campaign, which are totally legit reasons to prohibit products, but that's not really the intent of it. And sometimes things get flagged as prohibited, which really I feel like are kind of harmless. So if you have that might be another reason to leave the platform. The fourth thing is, the competition is pretty stiff. So unless you're selling something very unique, your keywords may not show up anywhere on Etsy. So the other day I checked for planners. There were over, I think, 650,000 search results for planners. How likely is it that someone is going to find yours? Usually when people go to look for planners, they look on the first page, maybe the second and third, but by the time they get to the fourth and the fifth, they're a little fatigued from searching on Etsy, and they're just going to buy something from the first few pages. So If that's the case, then you might want to consider leaving. The fifth one is Google SEO. If your product you feel like is something that you think is great or has a great fit or niche or something else, and you've been working really hard on learning SEO and how keywords work, then you might want to just have your own website because your product on Etsy is not going to show up in Google search results. Instead, it's just going to drive traffic just like your paid ads right back to Etsy with a bunch of results. Number 6 is, do you feel like you would just feel more legit? And again, this is not to say that products on Etsy are not legit. Sometimes just you as a business, I know when I first started out, I didn't really feel legit because I was on Etsy, but once I had my own website and I could have my own about section and my homepage and my own shop, I felt much better. And so I think and I felt more confident, and just as a business, I took it a little bit more seriously. And so if that's the case for you, and this is probably more of a mindset thing, then definitely go for creating your own website and getting off of Etsy. Number 7 is, do you just feel ready? Like, are you just kind of like, I'm over Etsy. I'm done learning about the Etsy algorithms. I'm sick of all the changes. I don't want to play the Etsy game anymore. And I just want to compete in the bigger arena where like every other online business in the world is. So again, possibly more of a mindset thing, but if you feel like you're ready, then just go for it. You don't need to justify it to yourself or to anyone else if you really just want to strike out on your own. So I hope that helped. Let's recap that list really quick. The first one is, are you kind of sick of Etsy fees? The second one is, are you tired of paying for Etsy ads, or do you have enough money to spend on your own personal paid ads on different platforms like Facebook and Instagram that you want to drive traffic to your own website and not to the Etsy one? And the third one is, maybe you have some items that are possibly on the edge and might violate their prohibited items list or their copyright laws, which you know are just not the case and you're just sick of arguing with them. The fourth one is, the competition might just be too tough for the keywords that your product would come up under. And the fifth one is, you know Google SEO and you're ready to just go out and make your website popular all by itself. And the sixth one is, maybe it just makes you feel more legit. And the seventh kind of rolls into that, you're just ready. You know you're ready and you're ready to go for it. So I hope that helps. Now, where should you go? I would 100% recommend Shopify if you have physical products. If you do not, there are 1,000 other alternatives. You might want to check out on my website. I just created a new page called Resources, and it lists every single product and tool that I use for my own business to run it as an online business selling digital products. So you might want to check that out. And if you have any questions, just leave them below. All right, I hope everyone's having a great day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.